Sixth, Thad Moffitt hard into the wall. The caution is out for the first time.
Wow, we talked about what a nice looking truck that is.
Exactly what happened.
See the 46, that's Thad Moffitt, way out of the groove up high. It's really slippery. Nobody's really been up there. You see how hard his wheels are turned to the left.
Something's wrong with that truck, I think, Phil. I mean, he was just trying to.
Raja barely get by.
Oh, and
Memphis Via didn't make it by. Was there something wrong with it? Because he was trying. I mean, he's turning hard left.
Yeah, you could see the left front tire turn so hard.
Did he make contact in the wall earlier before we see him, and that's why he couldn't steer the truck? No, there's no damage to the right side. That's interesting.
Look
see how he's turning?
Yeah, look how far he's turning, how hard he's turning to the left.
Something's broke. Watch this.
And then finally the truck, it grabs and finally does turn. Watch Raja get by. And sideways doing it.
Oh my goodness. Well done by Raja Caruth. But
Nick Sanchez opens up a big lead.
Raja Caruth. Trouble goes around. The caution comes out for the second time.
You see him already sideways. That car that I'm highlighting there, that truck, excuse me. Around he goes, and man, just really fortunate. Just got spun up out, or shoved up out of the groove somehow, but a really, really fortunate that he didn't get into the outside wall.
Every incident we've had today from practice till now, turn 2.
You see, he hasn't got the brakes on either. He's letting those tires spin, keeping it to pit road. He had the lead. Oh, trouble! Not again.
Lane Riggs talked about the night he was
lost control. Man, that's so frustrating. We've seen these racers go right on the edge of what looks like treacherous conditions.
Right into the wall. Stuart Friesen.
Yellow.
Then here's a look at the big crash. Oh, Chris slips up.
Chris Wright gets into Mason Massey. Stuart Friesen just collected. That's how the timing and scoring shows it. He didn't give up.
What about Corey Heim? Is he a show or what?
One with them, clear for now.
Oh.
3 wide top. Just 2 wide with him. Inside. Easy. Get low.
5 just got loose, it looked like, Michael, didn't it?
What about? Watch Dean Thompson in the 5. Just gets loose, overcorrects it a bit. Stuart Friesen squeezes by. Stephen Parsons, Raja Caruth. There goes, whoa, look at the jump Chase Purdy did.
As you mentioned, I think minimal damage for Matt Crafton.
Matt's been
Watch Crafton right here. This is such good driving. You talk about the experience. Look what's in his lap. But he's able to just squeeze out of the gas, keep calm, and squeeze through.
And he had a veteran, Johnny Sauter, right behind him that didn't.
And teammate Josh Williams really tucked up tight behind him. That air is going to affect that. You know, Josh is hunting the bottom. I'm not going to say that he did it on purpose. Obviously, both driving for Matt Colleague, but enough to upset that 10 car.
Yeah, once you start going there, you're along for the ride. It's how you pass here, especially early in the race when it's kind of one groove right now. We talked about if you...
The reason we're under caution for the 3rd time today, the 42 of Leland Honeyman, the rookie.
Forward. Jeff Burton slapping the wall. Everybody's trying to get by.
He was running 11th when the stage ended. Didn't like his race car, so they made a pit stop, gave up the track position.
Cars are getting loose a lot. Here we see the 27 of Jeb Burton off of turn 4, kind of right where those bumps are, Ross, and breaks loose, tags it with the right rear. And in these cars, that's a very sensitive spot.
It is, and you know, he pitted, we didn't hear his radio, but he was probably talking with Shane and saying, I want to work on this car. I'll get you back up there, man. As we see him through 3 and 4 here on board with the state water heaters. Let's listen. Those bumps. You heard the bottom out. You heard the side skirt hit. Yeah, I mean, hit hard enough that the right side window came loose. It was so solid. His hands were so steady until the bump.
Right there, just kind of starts coming around on him. Now, obviously pretty bad air situation as well, right? 2 cars side by side like that in front of you. Kind of a tough spot as you come off of turn 4. The wind's...
A set of tires waiting for him in the pits. Let's go back and watch what happened.
You see the 7 slide up the racetrack there. He knew how important it was to him to clear Leland Honeyman right there. wasn't able to do it as he slid up the racetrack, but he felt the pressure is what happened. Justin Allgaier felt the pressure of Riley Herbst being right there, knows the race is about to be on the line. I got to go. Unfortunately, there's a lap car there, and that's part of racing hard at the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, for Leland in that DWC.
Caution of the day. 91 is Kyle Weatherman.
Finish line with Haley Deegan right behind him. Maybe a push gone wrong there in the dog leg. Or how this went. Oh, we see contact with Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed is rolling through there, hitting the grass.
Haley just an innocent bystander. I spoke too soon there.
Hard to say exactly how that started.
It's the 84.
Oh yeah, he's sideways before he even came into the camera frame. So just got to be really careful with this car. There's a huge bump in the middle of 3 and 4 down there. When you run higher up the racetrack, it'll just bounce the car, and all of a sudden it'll be around on those, probably on those limiters.
Jamie?
Yeah, to your point, I just listened to Jimmy Johnson's radio. He said, I'm just awful through the bumps. It's not bottoming out, but it's just awful up there. And you see what happened there once he hit it.
Yeah, and that's you see the same thing that happened to Jimmy Johnson earlier. I promise you, Christopher Bell went over that bump in the high groove. The back of the car stepped out in turns 3 and 4. You have to, depends on your car as to how you have to go over that bump. But if the car is not pointed, ooh, see John Hunter come across the nose of Alex Bowman.
I think Bowman got checked up. As you said, it stacked up behind him. He got checked up and ran over from behind. And here come Nemechek sliding in later.
This is on board the 48.
Ally Cam.
Easy right on the track. Hang on.
Big damage to that car.
Ice.
Oh, speaking of out of the groove, Hocevar. See Busch around there. That was way before the corner, Kevin.
Wow.
Might have got some help there.
He was loose really, really early.
I'll have to see a better angle of it, but Kyle Busch was close to the rear end of that car. Trouble. Car around. Josh Berry.
Turn 2. Calamity Corner. Contact there with Buescher.
Yeah,
Stenhouse.
That was Stenhouse.
Oh, excuse me, Stenhouse.
Yeah, I think Stenhouse moved down on him and put him in a bad spot.
Yeah, and it just kind of knocked the front end out from underneath it. And
this is Josh Berry spinning in turn 2, impacting the wall, who have not been to pit road since lap 103.
Oh,
McDowell.
No.
Hard hit for Michael McDowell.
Is that bump you were talking about, Kevin?
It's the car has to be pointed straight in those bumps, especially.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the vicinity of that bump. Regardless, thing got loose on the outside, trying to hold position on him.
Well, we'll get a second angle here. 2 very aggressive drivers.
You see that car start to bounce. It's before the bump.
I think it was wiggling, yeah, just to say.
It's definitely rougher, a little bit rougher in the second.
3 wide, heading for 3.
Might clear him, guys. Wallace up the racetrack.
Way up the racetrack and into the 14 and around.
Dang. All but had him cleared. Bubba really rifled that thing off into the corner. Shot up the racetrack.
He got a little bit loose, had to work his way up the racetrack, and got really lucky.
Briscoe just didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, they both got really lucky they didn't have more damage. See Kyle Larson at the back right there. When he got the lucky dog, he'll now start where he's running.
This will be a good vantage point of exactly what happened.
Yep.
Loose, exactly what you said. Saw that thing twitch, has to chase it up the racetrack, ran out of real estate. Rest is history. The back of your screen, I think that was Priest was right on his back bumper. I don't know if he did a late block or whatever, but I think he got some help.
Up on the outside of Austin Cindric, but around he goes, hard into the wall.
That thing turned around quick.
It was light on its feet. You could tell it all Didn't take much. He barely touched the wheel, and that thing came around.
Well, he had some prior damage from, let's see, 2 other cautions.
Look at Bubba Wallace.
Whew. Yeah. That's a hard shot.
Keep from running over Gibbs. I don't know why he caught him so fast, but then he got up on the marbles, and you can see it shooting out behind the car there.
Larry says those two had been running each other hard for the last 5 laps. Well, Larry, with all the different...
Connected pretty good on the outside. Good push by Chastain. Chase Elliott gets in with him. Can he stay in the throttle?
He's there, Clint.
Oh, wrecking behind him. That's Larson. Got it gathered up.
He and Zane Smith side by side, 4 wide.
4 wide, yeah.
16 got into Smith, who got into Larson.
Yeah, and Larson, yeah, he was just happened to be the top car. He did not expect.
Into 3.
Clear? He's
Elliott
clear.
clears, and around goes Hamlin in the wall. Denny Hamlin crashes.
Turn 4.
Yeah, and you see Chase Elliott come up the racetrack right there just a little bit, and a lot of times what happens when those cars get offset by a half a car length right there, it puts a lot of air on that right front fender and just gives that right front a little more grip than it's had all day, and we know how edgy these cars are, and it just turned that 11 car around.
That's 2 guys going for it.
Yeah.
Neither one of them lifted.
And that's what you would expect. I would expect.
Yeah. What happened? He got high and had to lift.
Yeah. And I just don't think that the 24 car expected.
Watch how fast he's catching him right there. It's just, at that point, you can't react that fast.